most things in life that we want, we don't really want those things. We want the feeling that those things give us. For example, I'm going to tell you a story about one of my friends. And if you're watching this video, I'm not calling you out, bro. I hope you're doing well. But he bought a BMW at the age of 19 and he didn't pay it off till he was 23. I forgot how much it was, but it was expensive as fuck, and he was paying installments. But every time I'd hang out with this guy would always posture up about how he had a BMW. This guy would always talk about how, dude, this guy has a Nissan, this guy has a Subaru, this and that, and he'd measure himself up to the car he had, and he'd think that since other people didn't have the same car, that it made them less than him. But then guess what happened? He crashed his car, and as soon as he crashed that car, he had nothing. He was talking as if he was like a toddler who had lost everything. He was just sad. He said that, bro, how am I gonna go on dates, bro? I don't have my BMW. And that was the problem. The reason why he had that BMW is because that BMW represented validation. That BMW represented belonging. That BMW represented like him being the man. You know, because people would say, oh, bro, you have a nice Beamer, bro. What car is that? And he'd feel important. He'd feel like he had a place in the world. But when that was gone, he crumbled. He had nothing. And even when he crashed it, dude, I'm like, and he's not my friend anymore, but he would still try and posture up and ask like me and other people what car do they drive and stuff. And it would just be like, it was just sad. You know, it was just sad because when you really start to realize we want things because they give us a certain feeling. You know, why do you want that job? You know, why do you want that job? So that you could feel secure? No, most of the time you want that high paying job because you want to tell people that you have a high paying job. You want to feel like you're high up in that social hierarchy. You know, you become an engineer, you become a doctor so that you could tell people, listen, I'm a doctor. And then people were like, oh wow, dude, that's amazing. You know, and even when like, you know, and even sometimes people don't even want to do these things, but then they have Asian parents. You know, they have Asian parents who tell them that they need to do these things because they'll set them up for their future. But why do these Asian parents really want their kids to have these degrees or these jobs? So that they could tell their family or their friends that, listen, I'm a good parent, I'm a great parent. Look, my kid's a doctor, so that they can feel feel adequate. They could feel like, wow, I'm a great parent. My kid, he graduated from a 4-year university, he's got a degree, this and that. And that's just the reality of the world. We chase, like, the reason why we want these things, these superficial things, is because we want to feel something. Like, for example, for me, I'm gonna even put myself in this. I always felt inadequate growing up. You know, I didn't get much attention from girls, and it destroyed me. So when I went to college, I did my absolute best to get girls. You know, I improved my looks. I tried day game, night game, all these things. And when I finally started actually like going on dates and getting attention and going out, like getting these girls, it didn't fulfill anything. I just felt empty. I felt like I had to chase something else. I felt like I had to, like, it was like on to the next. And the reason why I wanted to chase girls and when I actually got them, it was because I wanted to feel desired. I wanted to feel adequate. I wanted to feel like I was the man, you know. But it didn't last very long, you know. And that's the thing about a lot of these things. And this brings me to this question, you know, like, why do you want certain things? You know, you need to start questioning why you want certain things. Ask yourself, why is it that you really want the car? Why is it that you really just need love? Why is it? Because most of the time it's because you're either trying to prove people wrong. Like, some people doubted you, you know, they said, oh, you won't be doing anything in life, and then you got something so that you can make yourself feel adequate. Or you just want to feel like or you just want to chase a feeling, you know. Because that's why most people want things. Most people want things because they just want to prove others wrong. They want to boost their morale. And yeah, you know, I I've kind of known this from a very young age that most people were chasing things. So I just started to really question, why do I want certain things? You know, like for example, you buy, what is it? You buy all these clothes so that you could look better. Why do you want to look better? So that people can like you more. Why do you want people to like you more? So that you can make more friends or get a girlfriend, you know. And it all just goes back to connection. That's the thing, is what I'm realizing, is that most things that we want in life is because we just want to feel adequate and connected and look better in other, like through other people's perception of us, you know. And it sucks, you know. So as I said, really ask yourself a question, like, why do you want things? Question yourself, is it because I truly want this? You know, like for example, I like traveling. I love traveling because I feel like I love the adventure. I love the mystery. I love opening myself up to new cultures and learning more about those cultures. And that's something that I love, you know. But like but let's say, why do you like going to bars? You know, this is a good thing. This is probably a great example for most people. Why do you like going to bars? The reason why you like going to bars is maybe because you just want to, maybe you just want to meet a girl and, you know, do stuff. You know, it's not because you actually just want to have a good time with the homies. It's not because you want to just, you know, chill, get a drink and chill out. No, it's because you hopefully one day you'll meet a girl and then you'll connect with her, and maybe she could, you know, or maybe it's for other reasons. But start questioning your beliefs, start questioning why you really want things, because I'm telling you, you'll save yourself a lot of time and money if you do this. You know, we are, like, humans are driven by their feelings, you know, like, it's true. You know, you get with that girl because you feel good around her, you connect, you feel safe, you love her. It's all a feeling, you know. But if you really ask yourself why you want certain things, it'll save you, you know, because you could find that there's other ways to get that feeling. You know, like you could feel adequate by going to the gym and building muscle. You know, instead of buying a car, you know, I'm roasting my friend, but instead of buying a car and spending thousands of dollars on it, you know, this is just what you need to realize. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.